Like
I
that.
almost hit my mouth to grab that glass. My arm hit my mouse and it scrolled up and hovered over the exit button. I'm like, I
Oh,
just clicked
that'd have been the quickest show ever.
yeah, I was like, I just clicked myself out of here right as I'm coming in.
Glad y'all got to join us for 2 seconds.
Right. Oh man, dude, that'd have been epic.
That
Absolutely
would have been better than the time throwback to over what 2 years ago when Tony canceled the very first AFS.
All right, guys, have a killer show. It's good that we were here together. Boop.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all do y'all's thing, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on out of here. Click. The whole show ends. Yeah. Hey, we're back.
Sorry,
We're
boss
back,
man.
buddy.
It's still
Yeah,
can't ever let you live that one down. That was
stuff
too
like
amazing.
that you won't ever forget.
Too amazing.
But we're
Oh,
back. It's
we are
Saturday.
back. The inmates are still live and well in charge. Dun dun dun.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back on the internet.
Right. And we talked a little bit, right, Damon, about
Yeah.
what we were gonna do. And
We tossed around a couple of ideas.
right, the first few ideas would have probably pushed some boundaries because that's what we like to do, and we like to make Tony sweat a little.
Yeah. Can we talk about that before we get too far into it?
Absolutely.
It's how it was like me and you would send stuff back and forth. And Tony would be like, I don't want nobody, I don't want none of that. I don't
we
want
just
none of
go one day.
that. Can I just go one day without having this? And then all of a sudden it's like he's Michael Phelps in that thing. He's just swimming in the pool.
Yeah, he's like, in fact, I like doing that on Saturday. So let's make that our push the board. Yeah. I'm gonna open books to different levels show. And we're like, oh, I thought we weren't doing that here.
Exactly. Every time we start talking, you start cringing out and sitting back in the corner.
And then, bro, homeboy baited good buddy Dylan Goddard on the weather show.
He tried.
Come on, Tony. You knew exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to do that.
And I know you're home from Omaha by the time this is premiering, but right now you're sitting over there on your horse, knowing you were just out there. Come on.
That's right. Fish.
Come on, baby.
You're trying to see if you can catch one.
And his whole face, he had it written all over his face. He was so excited to ask that. me and Dame both go.
Mm-mm.
Are we doing this?
No.
What?
No, this show goes.
But on this show, it does. And I will tell you one thing. I challenge this response or someone to respond to this because he said, that does happen. They do stuff to increase weather productivity for farming. 10-4.
Not that he's wrong, but
right.
There's
yeah, I'm not saying he's wrong. I have no effing clue. I have no proof. Right. But he says you need a cloud.
Right.
That is nay effing nay, sir. Mm-hmm. I watch them all the time.
Make
clouds in my sky, like literally daily.
Yeah.
So, look, folks.
I mean, if it wasn't real, they wouldn't be passing laws and yep, there it is.
Look, I practiced one time with the stupid mirror thing and then I got it wrong.
Oh, well, we won't even go back to that mirror thing.
Yeah, that was a hoot. We should have just recorded that.
That
would have been.
I would love it all.
I mean, it would have been It wouldn't have been as fun for our audio listeners,
yeah.
But we were just all our brain. It was like if you click this one button in the settings, you enter a twilight zone. My brain, I can't figure it out.
It's getting too late in the night to even try to worry about it. I mean,
it's like no.
There's a couple of garage beers to be worried about it. I mean, it is what it is.
I am telling you, dude. I am telling you. And speaking of things that just don't make sense.
Okay, I'm
We
all
got a
about
cool, weird list.
it. I'm ready for it.
It is 7 disturbing and unsettling historical facts.
Yeah.
If those titles apply, look, don't shoot me. I didn't make these. I work with. Yeah, I'm addicted to the AI chats or the
Oh,
AI
okay.
lists. They come up with these lists, and instead of me having to go through these lists, and it kind of just pulls good ones, and it is predictive algorithm. That's the intelligence of it. It's not actual intelligence, folks. We've covered this before too. If you need it again, hit a like for me.
There you
Uh, if we get tons of thumbs up, I'll know you want something on AI, and we'll figure it out together.
go. We'll make it all
Uh,
happen.
but they tailor. It starts predicting,
Mm-hmm.
not learning what you want. Starts predicting like more your style and learning your style, so it predicts what you want.
Right.
Well, I've asked it quite a few things because I'm also a curious fella,
Okay.
and this is what it spit out for us. So you be the judge on how disturbing or unsettling. But coming in at number 1,
Okay.
which is, we should have heard about this. We heard about all the other plagues, but we should have heard about this one in school.
Mm-hmm.
The dancing plague of 1518. You ever heard of it? Me either.
I have not.
So the quick synopsis, folks, is in July 1518 in Strasbourg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire, a woman named Frau Trophia began dancing uncontrollably in the streets. Within a week, dozens had joined her. Some danced
Within a week. So
within
meaning she was out there dancing this whole time?
for a week. Yeah. Dozens had joined her. Some danced until they collapsed from exhaustion, and several even danced to death via heart attack, stroke, or sheer fatigue. No one knows why. Theories range from a mass psychogenic illness to mass hallucinogenic mold on bread, or to hallucinogenic mold on bread. Now, I'm here to tell you, I've taken some, allegedly, I've heard some stories of people taking some pretty powerful hallucinogenic materials, uh, some natural, some man made, at insane amounts of levels. Some that absolutely induce dancing, but I've never heard of anybody dancing themselves to death.
I I was I was looking at while you was talking, so excuse
Uh
me
huh.
for this.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
when I pulled it, did you say it what lasted from July 1518 to September 1518?
I did not. It does not have that in this
Yes.
synopsis.
So it lasted from July to September.
How many people were affected
And
total?
then
Does it have
and
that?
then somewhere between 50 and 400 people took to dancing for weeks. Weeks. And there and around
Bro,
100 individuals
what?
died from due to exhaustion or related causes. That's
Oh, that's.
it's kind of weird.
I mean, I like the boogie. Hell,
I mean,
Damon
that's
likes
a
the
party
boogie.
right there. I mean,
Damon likes the boogie. You guys seen it when we had Fatty on before. But I mean,
I
if
mean,
you ever catch me dancing for more than 2 minutes at a time, you shoot me with a tranquilizer dart because something's wrong.
I'm not good with math, so let's see.
I don't have July, August, September, 3 months.
3 months. Yeah, I was going to say, I was trying to add it all out.
3 months of people dancing.
That's a rave and a half right there, sir.
But so here's the thing, though. People took to dancing for weeks. Were they eating or drinking food during this time? And if you don't get enough REM sleep, I think the longest person to go without REM sleep, or the longest survive without REM sleep, was like 10 or 11 days, maybe. It's not very long.
Oh wow, yeah, it gets deep. Yeah, so she started. She started. That one lady started, and there was no music. She just simply began to dance, and then the people who witnessed her strange performance began to mimic her. So within days, there were 30 choreographs, or I can't choreomanic were in motion. So dang near like a flash mob now.
Wow. The
Yeah,
first original flash mob, huh?
yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. That's the OG flash mob right here. Yeah, yep. There's so much to read right here. That's so much.
So listen. So if it was straight, no moving. I mean, no, like they just started once they started dancing. They didn't eat, sleep, drink, go to the bathrooms or whatever. Like,
Yep, yep. Because it says extreme exhaustion, hunger, and thirst.
right. So going without REM sleep, cognitive can create cognitive impairment and dementia, poor balance and coordination, obviously, weakened immune system, impaired glucose tolerance, and induce type 2 diabetes, can cause overweight and obesity, high blood pressure, cardiac events, and stroke, depression, and other mood disorders. So while they're dancing, they're also suffering from that, also suffering from starvation, also suffering from thirst. What the?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, because it says exactly what you said. It said modern theories were the food poisoning and stress-induced mass hysteria. That's a lot to break down, bro.
It sounds like I bet you someone was messing with something and it leaked out, and
No, stuff like that don't happen.
maybe not. But what did happen in 897 AD
Okay.
is pretty wild. Pretty wild. Pope Stephen the Sixth exhumed the rotting corpse of his predecessor, Pope Formosus,
Oh,
dressed dressed it in his papal robes, sat it on the throne, and put the corpse on trial.
yes, yes, he did.
The the dead pope, big shock, was found guilty. His papal acts invalidated, and his corpse thrown in the Tiber River. The event sparked riots, and this is one of the strangest abuses of papal power in history. Bro, that's a little.
Yeah, because he had been dead for 7 months when they put him on trial.
I mean, obviously it was way back in the day, but can you just imagine now? They're like, pull him out, put him on trial.
Oh, yeah, that's just
That is wild.
stuff we learn, man. Again, it's stuff we should have known about.
Right. So some of I remember uh certain things talking about this. Like there's
Okay,
but this is pretty gnarly. So
that's
it's number 3, the Radium Girls. In the 1910s through the 1920s, women painting watch dials with glow in the dark radium paint were told that it was safe. They used their lips to shape the brush tips, you know, making them pointy,
yeah.
ingesting tiny amounts of radium daily. Many developed horrifying health problems, including teeth falling out, jawbones disintegrating, and some literally began glowing in the dark. And unfortunately, because the timing of the time, it took years before the company was held accountable. Bro, that's crazy. Could you just imagine, like, I mean, obviously the teeth falling out and the jawbones disintegrating is terrible.
Yeah,
And
that's
like that, you obviously know something's wrong. But can you imagine just like you turn out the light, like you blow out the lamp, and you go to get in bed, and you're like, honey,
why
you're
why
glowing.
why is he glowing?
What the? Dude, that is wild.
Yeah.
Oh no. I was saying we weren't going to do the number 4. We're for sure doing number 4 because of what
Okay.
how it ends during World War II. Hey, this is what this show's all about.
Yeah.
During World War II, Japan's Unit 731 conducted horrific biological experiments on living people in occupied China. Victims all across the board were vivisected without anesthesia, infected with plagues, and subjected to frostbite test. These atrocities were largely hidden post-war, and many of the scientists were never prosecuted. And here's why I continued with this. Instead, some were granted immunity by the U.S. in exchange for their research.
Oh. Oh.
And if my internet goes out, buddy, you know why.
Well, I mean, I'm looking up everything we're talking about. So,
Oh, sorry, Damon.
so if the whole show goes out, then you know what happened.
Bro, see, that's what I'm saying. So that kind of stuff right there where it says, it's known that they did that. Then you find out about that fungus that does that shit to the ants and make them zombies, and you're just
Right.
like, oh
You
my
start
gosh, dude.
putting 3 and 2 together to make 5.
And then you think about that one time all those years ago where that guy in Florida ate that dude's face.
Yep.
And the cops had to he was like turning and growling him like a legitimate 28 Days Later zombie movie in real life.
True.
And they blamed it on bath salts.
True. Well. Yeah, let's not play that noise again. That'd be good. As long as you do it like that, that's great.
What the heck's going on around? Oh boy, number 5.
Oh, here we go. I don't even like this.
Oh my God, no way. This is nuts. I didn't know this. Okay. When Frankenstein author Mary Shelley's husband, Percy Bysshe Shelley, drowned in 1822, his body was cremated on the beach.
Okay.
But his heart didn't burn. A friend retrieved the unburnt organ, which Mary kept wrapped in silk in her writing desk for the rest of her life. It was found among her belongings when she died.
How does that happen?
And she wrote the book Frankenstein.
Before or after?
It says when Frankenstein author Shelley's husband Percy drowned. Okay, well we got to find that out. Okay. Oh my gosh, dude, that is wild. What the frick? People are so weird.
I still don't understand how everything else burned and
yeah, me either.
Mary Shelley.
Cause, bro, if it was before, I have insane amounts
All right,
more questions.
so he died in a sailing accident in 1822. So 1818 is when it was published.
1818.
So,
Okay.
okay. So still that's wild.
What
Oh, there we go. I just had to type her name and type Keeps and it pops up.
the? That is wild, dude. I don't
It
know.
still don't. Well, now this says it's totally different. The way this says is following his cremation, there was a dispute over who would keep the heart. What? After her death, her son discovered it in her writing desk. It was kept to, symbolize her enduring love for Percy.
I guess.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
That's
that's wild.
she looks a little weird, but yeah,
Bro.
that's weird. That's wild. I still don't understand. I mean, if the whole body was cremated, I just don't understand how that
Right.
is. Hope, by
When
large.
it's like, it says this, but his heart didn't burn. So was it other parts too, or is this like that? He's like a evil monster from a freaking movie, you know? Like
Maybe.
that sounds like a D&D freaking thing. Like, they burned the evil guy, but his heart beat on, leaving it open for us, bro. What the frick?
Yeah, still don't. I'm trying to scroll real quick. Some say it wasn't even his heart; it was his actual kidney.
Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
Here we go. Here we go. So the fire was built on the beach, and he was cremated. To their surprise, however, Percy's heart would not succumb to the flames. It hardened. The hardened remains of his heart was plucked away from the ashes. That's
Bro, I'm dead serious. This is like a D&D campaign, bro. I'm not joking. Then he ascends into being a lich god. Yeah, I read the book. What the fuck? Oh my god.
oh, this is so wild.
Oh my, that is insane.
The stuff you learn.
That is wild, dude. And unfortunately, folks,
I don't know where else you're gonna get this knowledge.
I'm gonna go with this.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So the lead mask case in Brazil,
Okay.
1966.
Okay.
2 Brazilian men were found dead on a hill, dressed in formal suits and lead masks. No signs of trauma. Next to them were water bottles, towels, and a notebook reading 1630. That's 4:30 if you don't know 24 hours clock.
Yep.
Be at agreed place. 1830, 6:30. Ingest capsules. After After effect protect metals await signal mask. No drugs were found in their system. The mystery remains unsolved to this day. Some believed involved it involved strange cult activity or alien contact.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a little bizarre. No drugs are found in their system.
Well, see, this one says this one says it did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it said the UFOs, and then one theory around the testimony of the friend of the two men who claimed they were members of a scientific spiritualist.
Huh.
This theory proposed that the men were apparently attempting to contact extraterrestrials or spirits using psychiatric drugs or psychedelic drugs. I'm sorry. Believing that such an encounter would be accompanied by blinding light, the men cut and wore metal masks to shield their eyes. And it says the two ultimately died of a stimulus drug overdose. I'm sorry.
Huh.
Yeah, and it says all this can be corroborated by diaries found in their home.
Oh, wow. Okay. Huh.
1966. That was not too far away.
No. So we're just going to go back 4 more years
Uh-oh.
for the last one.
Okay.
The man who lived undead. Clairvius Narcissi. In Haiti, a man named Clairvius Narcissi, I'm not sure, was declared dead and buried in 1962.
Okay.
18 years later, in 1980, he returned to his village, claiming he had been zombified. He said a Bokur, a voodoo sorcerer, had used a powder to induce a death-like state, then enslave him on a sugar plantation. Modern analysis suggests a mix of tetrodotoxin, which is from the pufferfish, and datura, a hallucinogen, may have been used, making real-life zombification chemically possible. This cannot be real. This cannot be real.
That's crazy.
What is this called? Tetrodotoxin. And what is it? Datura. Harvard Magazine, Secrets of Haiti's Living Dead.
No.
From one of our most allegedly renowned universities. More than 30 years ago, anthropologist and ethnobotanist Wade Davis, PhD, then a graduate student, went to Haiti, recommendation meant to investigate the possible scientific explanation for the alleged existence of zombies. Damon recovered, blah, blah, blah.
Funny at all. Well, so he was buried in 64. Correct?
62.
62? Yeah. Okay. I put 64 because I was going to say it's awful funny because the Curse of the Living Corpse movie come out in 1964.
So there's a picture of him on Harvard Magazine in the January-February issue in 1986. Yeah. 5 years ago, a man walked into, I'm not going to try and pronounce that village name, sorry, a village in central Haiti, approached a peasant woman named Angelina Narcisse, and identified himself as her brother Claverius. If he had not introduced himself using a boyhood nickname that mentions facts only legitimate to family members knew, she would have not believed him, because 18 years earlier, Angelina stood in a small cemetery north of her village and watched as her brother Claverius was buried. The man told Angelina that he remembered that night well. He knew when he was lowered into his grave because he was fully conscious, although he could not speak or move. As the earth was thrown over his coffin, he felt as if he were floating over the grave. The scar on his right cheek, he said, was caused by a nail driven through his casket.
That's so.
What the night he was buried, he told Angelita a voodoo priest raised him from the grave. He was beaten with a sisal whip and carried off to a sugar plantation in northern Haiti where other zombies were forced to work as a slave. Only with only with the death of the zombie master were they able to escape, and Narcissi could return home. Legend has it that zombies are the living dead raised from the grave. Well, we all know that. Blah blah blah. And animated by malevolent voodoo sorcerers, usually for some evil person. Most Haitians believe in zombies. Narcissi's claim is not unique. About the time he reappeared in 1980, two women turned up in other villages saying they were zombies. In the same year in northern Haiti, the local peasants claimed to have found a group of zombies wandering aimlessly in the fields. Bro, what is going on in Haiti, dude?
That's wild. Jeez, man. Yeah. Go down them rabbit holes.
Oh my Lanta, dude. Are you freaking kidding me? That is wild.
That is crazy. Hey, you learn something new every day.
Yeah. Well, there's more where that came from, folks. I mean, we got lists for days of things that just, almost end up keeping you up at night. I don't know what to say.
That will make you do some research. That as the key word. Do your own research.
Right.
That
Again,
stuff right there will make you.
there was a little fact that my information got wrong. It said no drugs. Maybe it was a typo.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or maybe there were just no drugs left in their system when they were found. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But weird, interesting.
So, that was a good one. That's the old song used to go. Things to make you go,
And we'll see you next Saturday for another